Whoa.
Yeah, I actually love asthma inhalers. I think this is one of the most underrated things in fitness, bodybuilding,
Has a little bit of
athletics.
a anabolic effect too. Is that right, or am I off on that?
It does. It acts a lot like clenbuterol, and it also helps me breathe better. I mean, it's meant to help you breathe
Maybe
better.
that's
right?
what helped me get big as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I had a little bit of asthma as a kid, so I had an inhaler. So maybe.
You're not natty either.
Shit. Wait. So what does clenbuterol do? Is that a cutting agent? Or no, shut up, Andrew.
How long have you been lying to us about being that?
Oh my god.
What's Clen?
The Clen. No, I don't even know if the inhaler was clenbuterol, but like, yeah, when I was like 7,
that's wild.
I had a little bit of asthma for a few years and it went away. So,
then right after
but it's
that,
it's not a bulking agent, right? Like it gets you shredded. So if anything, I wasn't shredded.
Well, if you were to keep it simple.
So all kids who use inhalers aren't natty anymore? Is that what we're saying here?
Let's just pretend you're 50-50 fat to muscle ratio, and then all of a sudden you drop fat, and now your muscle goes up, and you just maintain that.
What?
I didn't invent bro science. Okay, I just
Are you on anybody's natty radar?
Natty radar? What do you mean?
Like they always have all these like they speculate whether somebody's on shit or not. Are you?
Oh, like there's like a few Reddit forums here and there. But like I'm not big enough yet to like make a Greg Doucette video of me.
Yeah,
I gotta do something ridiculous.
Well, how's the sleep been? I mean, I know that for a little while you're up to like 3 hours, but are you still back around 2?
No, I only sleep about 2 hours a night.
Oh, 2 hours a night.
2 hours a night. That's been.
And you
that
don't
way
sleep
for
at
the
any
past
other
5
time,
years.
and you do jujitsu, bodybuilding, powerlifting.
And
Did you start CrossFit too?
No, I haven't added in CrossFit yet. I don't know what I'm going to add in yet, but the 2 hours of sleep is consistent. I do about 800 push-ups every morning.
Oh,
okay. Yeah. What about
that's part of your quick morning routine, the 800 push-ups?
800 push-ups, 30 minutes of meditation. Then boom, here to podcast.
How about grams of protein per day?
Oh, 400.
Okay.
Easy.
That's pretty chill.
Is it how many grams of caffeine did you say? Because I thought you said milligrams, but you said
600 milligrams on an average day, but I'll do a gram on a day that I need a little extra kick. But it's because of the 2 hours of sleep, you know.
You going to bed at what, 5 in the morning or something?
No, I'll go to bed at 2 a.m., wake up at 4 a.m. every day.
Makes sense.
2 to 4.
It's just how I stay productive.
And that's the most, you think you're able to get away with that because it's the most optimal time to go to sleep?
Personally, yes. That is the best, you know.
And what about all this stuff about like circadian rhythm and stuff? You don't believe
it's
it?
all bullshit. It's all bullshit. You need the willpower, you know. For me, it's the push-ups and the meditation in the morning that set up the day.
And Andrew, where did we leave off with his food? Like are you eating at all? Like I mean, remember we were talking about
fast for most of the day.
We were confused.
Then I have the 1 meal a day, which is the 200 to not 200.
You completely fast on most days.
Completely fast on most days, but
like literally don't consume food for 24 hours.
No food, only element electrolytes.
Okay.
But like I said, when I have the protein, I'll typically have about 400 grams of protein in a single meal, along with a minimum of 50 grams of carbs and maybe 100 to 200 grams of fat.
How about protein shakes though? Like, because I mean, I'm thinking of that amount of protein. Like,
if I really need to eat something before the meal, I'll have a protein shake maybe a few hours before. So that would be my 2 meals a day or something.
What's the thing? I'm getting I get all mixed up.
Yeah,
I'm getting old. But what's the thing about the ice cream?
Oh,
what was that about?
Okay, so you guys know how like sugar it's a fast acting carbohydrate. You absorb it quickly, right? So
big fan.
If you were to work out and then have like a Ben and Jerry's right afterwards, the carbohydrates go straight into your muscles since you're primed to absorb the carbohydrates. Carbohydrates turn to glycogen and go into your muscle tissue. So right after you work out, you have a Ben and Jerry's, maybe add some Reese's Pieces to it, go straight to the muscles, helps with recovery. So that's the best time that I personally think you should have ice cream or sugary foods or, you know, maybe a Cold Stone, gotta have it.
And you were saying that some of that has to do with, because normally ice cream would have, has a good amount of fat in it, like Ben and Jerry's has a good amount of fat in it, right?
Easy.
But you said it doesn't matter and actually you want the fat because it's a dairy product and it goes into your muscles even faster, even aiding the recovery even more and even being more anabolic.
I am not lactose intolerant. So because I'm not lactose intolerant, that's why that works for me. But if you find that you have the bubble
absorber.
Gut, exactly. If you find that you have the bubble gut or you get diarrhea or something afterwards, this is going to have somewhat of an opposite effect.
Catastrophic effects.
Yeah.
So as some like outsider looking in, because I know I've mentioned this on the podcast before, but like people will take creatine with like grape juice, something sugary to spike the insulin levels. Is this something similar, or this is like
the creatine goes into Ben and Jerry's?
Yeah,
that's
like, is that sort of a thing?
Somewhat of a myth, but I think the thing that people are missing is that most people take 3 to 5 grams of creatine a day.
Yeah,
I do 10 grams.
Okay.
10 grams to 15 grams of creatine every single day. So that's more so 2 to 3 scoops of creatine a day is, it's partially because I get minimal sleep. So I need extra creatine because I need that extra absorption. But I think most people can get away with their 10 grams of creatine a day.
And then you said your arms grew an inch once you stopped training them. That was like something you said.
That was because of the.
Like I said, I get some of it confused, but
you know how you need a recovery period. So I'm an individual that trains 6 to 7 days a week, right? And if you don't get the recovery periods you need, you don't grow. So the reason why my arms can grow so much is because I'm working them 3 days a week. But when I take maybe 3 or 4 days off, I have that super compensation. So then they'll grow in that period, and then I can start training again. That's how it is with every body part.
You got to put out a book.
Yeah. During those off days, what's your calorie intake for those? Do you just keep it the same?
I actually eat a little bit more because I'm now recovering. So instead of the average, I'd say around 3,500 to 4,000 calories, it'll be 5,000 calorie days.
You never look tired.
It's because a gram of caffeine will fuck you up. Will hype you up, actually.
Probably, but after so you started doing this probably when you were like 16. So by now,
no. I started doing this when I was 23.
Oh, okay, see, my bad.
Yeah.
So by now, it's just
this is just habit. This is just life.
If I tried that, I mean, I wouldn't.
You gotta ease your way into it. You gotta adapt. That's how everything works. It's a small adaptation period. So you go from sleeping 8 hours a day. Next week, sleeping 7 hours a day. Next week, 6 hours, 5 hours, 4 hours, 3 hours, 2 hours.
I remember a while back you were doing jujitsu twice a day, and then I saw you in here lifting.
Yeah,
and I was like, man, that must be tough. And then you were like, I think you ended up hitting a big PR that day. Like, what do you think? Like, what contributed to that? Like, is that like because your body's overtrained? Your body gets like. Your body has some sort of crazy adaptation to like really overdoing it, and then it super compensates, and you're able to lift more.
I just know.
It's getting to be pretty good.
It was close. We did good for a while. I don't know why, but I believe him.
This makes it worse that he's laughing about it. It's like laughing to the bank.
I just don't think people push themselves enough, man. It's like people are like, "Oh, I can't sleep. Like, I can't sleep for 5 hours." Like, shut the fuck up. Yes, you can. You can get 4 hours of sleep.
When you say people, you're talking like to me and like me and Andrew, and
I'm talking to majority.
Only 2 people here.
I'm talking about the majority of the population, man. People are like, "Oh, you can't do 800."
Don't you feel like he's talking about us?
Majority of the population. There's 3 of us in here. You're 1. We're 2.
Well, I'm just okay. Majority. Maybe you guys then. Maybe you guys just need to try harder or experiment a little bit more. See what you can do. Gosh, stop limiting yourself, man. The human potential is so high that people are like, I can't do it. No, yes, you can. You're just a bitch.
It's weird, man. I wonder how you have all that time to program for people and everything else too.
Yeah, it's just what you got to do. That's why I sleep 2 hours a night. Yeah,
man.
That's what you got to do, Mark.
I'm gonna look into it.
Yeah, I got you.
Strength is never a weakness. Weakness is never a strength. I'm at Mark Smelly Bell. Catch you guys later.